In this lesson, we're going to dive into the concept and the topic of disk drive performance. So the first concept is something called an RPM, or revolutions per minute. And if you bought any hard disk drive from any type of consumer electronics store, you probably have seen RPMs on the box. And what that does is it measures how many times the hard disk drive, or the platter within the drive more specifically, spins in a minute. The higher the RPM, the faster the hard disk drive. So at a very basic level, the RPM measures the speed of the disk drive. And there are really four speeds that are out there in the market, and really only two that you're going to probably see today. And that's 5,400 RPMs, 7,200 RPMs, 10,000 RPMs, and 1,500 RPMs. As you can see, they're shorthanded as well as 5.4K, 7.2K, 10K, and 15K. So the first thing you probably notice is SATA is slower than SAS. In fact, SAS is about twice as fast as the SATA drives. And so at a very high level, you can say a SAS drive, in theory, is twice as fast as a SATA drive. The other concept to understand is the SATA drives also hold a higher capacity in terms of what the amount of data they hold in the platter. So that's why the RPMs are lower. The SAS drives typically hold less capacity and are smaller so they can spin faster. And really we come into a physics issue with the way the hard disk drive is manufactured, that we really can't go beyond 1,500 RPMs, because at that point you have to worry about the platter starting to wobble and become unstable. And any type of instability in the platter could have that read-write head hit the platter and cause something what we call a head crash. So 1,500 in theory is the fastest from a rotational speed standpoint or an RPM standpoint that a hard disk drive can get. Seek time. So another important concept is the seek time. So how long does it take for that read-write head to move into place? So we know the actuator arm actually moves that read-write head. And the seek time really describes how long does it take for that read-write head and the actuator arm to move it from its starting point to its finishing point. And that period of time between the start and the finish is measured in seek time. High seek time can adversely affect performance. So obviously the longer it takes to seek data, you could start having performance issues. Rotational latency or rotational delay is the delay it takes for the data to arrive under the read-write head. So the seek time was moving that head into place. Rotational latency is how long does it take for that bit of data to go around the hard disk drive and fall into place underneath the read-write head. And so as you can see, that too could impact performance. So this is where RPMs come into play. Higher RPM drives typically have less rotational latency and improved seek time. So that pretty much covers the topic of disk drive performance. See you in the next lesson.